Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to cover the last topic of use effect, that is cleanup function. So in the previous video we have covered the two way of writing the use effects, but now I'm going to cover two more topics of use effects. So when we are going to use the cleanup functions, actually React perform the cleanup when the components are unmount. So we are going to do a practical example of this. So let's get started. So till now you can see here I have used this empty array. It will execute this code whenever the first time page gets loaded, and it will run only one. And then we have seen the condition of useThread update. If this useThread gets update name field, then we are going to hit this use effect. There is also one condition, now minus function, and I'm going to say console.log use effect hit, right? So now you can see here, if I show you console, I'm going to clear this because it's our typo things. So now you can see here, if I write anything, it always hit this use effect. So that means that there is no condition whenever, because whenever our component use states get updates, our components get reload. So this is a third way of handling the use states uh, use effects. So guys, coming back to this, let me just clear all this, and I'm going to commit this because I do not need it right now. So now what is the cleanup functions? So actually, we have learned earlier that effects run for every render and not just once. So that sense proof we just tested out. So this is why React also clean up effects from the previous render before running the effects next time. So that means here, this is actually an effect that whatever this useState, whenever this useState get update, it is going to affect, the effect is going to run this. But there is also one condition, we can return the cleanup function here, return, and I can pass the anonymous function. And here I can write the cleanup execution code. So I'm going to say cleanup. I'll explain you what you can write in these functions, but first of all, I'm going to show you the difference of this cleanup actually. Okay. So now you can see here, if I type anything, one, two, three. So you can see here, whenever I'm typing something, it's actually hitting this. But okay, so let me just also write some code here so you can understand it better. When main effect, right? So I'm going to clear all this code, and now if we see here to clear this, so if I say one, so you can see here, before we actually execute the main effect code, it actually always run the cleanup function. So that means that if we are running any API calls and we need to reset some values, we can use this cleanup function. Or if we are running any timers, we can reset the timer before we run the main executions code. So let's do a practical example of this. So here I'm going to say set timeout. I'm going to say here, and then I'm going to say nominal function here and all this. So I'm going to cut this code and pass it here. It is going to run after every 1000 milliseconds. So I'm going to say here const timer, and it will actually get the timer value. And now I'm going to use a default browser clear function. So clear timeout. So here I'm going to actually reset the timer value. So now this is how helpful this code is. If before running the code here, it is actually going to time clear the value of the timer whenever I'm going to type anything, and then it is going to execute from new values. So like I'm going to say, so you can see every time. this cleanup gets hit, but when we have the valid values between 4 and 7, it's going to hit this main effect code. So this is how it's going to be helpful. You can write multiple things here, like I have one more example here I can show you. Uh, like if I go in the code, so here you can first read the code and understand it. To begin cleaning up our subscription, we must first unsubscribe it because we don't want to expose our app to application memory to leak out, and we do not want to optimize our app. Right, guys? So here, what is happening actually? First, we are if is API subscribed, we have just canceled the subscription first. In a cleanup, we can do things like this, and then what will happen to unsubscribe from the subscriptions before our component unmounts? You need to remember this thing. Then what is happening? We have set a variable to is API subscribed to true, and let's after setting up the variable, then we can set it to the false when we want to unmount it. Actually, we can do some API calls here, and we can set some certain values here. And first, we are going to clear it, and then we are going to actually recalling the API calls so that we do not have any problems or any issue or data leakage issues. So this topic is really helpful, and I hope you enjoy this video and you understand all the concepts of this cleanup. So in the next video, I'm going to cover also the most important topics of React. So thank you very much, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. Thanks.